Hello, everyone. My name is Brian Knight. I'm a weight loss coach, and I help kingdom driven men to lose weight and to, what do I help? To feel amazing so that they can serve at their best. So, today I want to talk about a very popular topic: why you're not losing the belly fat. So, there's a lot of reasons for this, and I wanted to dispel some myths today, and give you some tools and things that you can do, and a few things that you didn't know you could do to lose that extra belly fat today. And so the dangers of the belly fat, getting all that fat around your organs, it's been associated with insulin resistance and just metabolic syndrome and just a lot of things that you don't want. And this is a very stubborn fat. It just, I mean, even especially on men, it just stays right there, and you have these skinny legs and arms, but the fat is still there. So some of the myths. Um, I've been to conferences and stuff, especially where there was a lot of chaplains, and even at my church. And a lot of them, especially as they get older, have, very large abdomens and with a lot of belly fat. And the rest of them is skinny. And, I've heard over and over, especially as a nurse and just in general, that alcohol is responsible for this. And, I agree that if you want to lose weight, you shouldn't be consuming a lot of alcohol because it's got a lot of carbohydrates in there. Not that all carbohydrates are bad, but those carbs are. And, but these chaplains and the men at my church, I know they're not drinking alcohol. So why is that belly fat there? There's got to be another explanation for this. And I wanted to mention also about belly fat that sit-ups or crunches or whatever is not going to help you lose the belly fat. That is not how the body works. When you exercise a certain area, honestly, sit-ups and crunches in general are not that great at exercises. But the body does not lose body fat from a single area at a time. So if you've got skinny legs and arms and a lot of belly fat, doing exercises for that particular area is not going to help you lose weight. The body loses body fat from the body as a whole. And so I want to start off and tell you how you can lose the belly fat. So you want to eliminate processed carbs, added sugar, flour in your diet. Now, that may not be a surprise to most of you, but it's it's the facts. If you want to lose that stubborn belly fat, having processed foods in your diet, a lot of flour, eating a lot of bread, cookies, things like that, and added sugar. Now, where would you have added sugar? Mostly like in soft drinks or juices, things, a lot of liquids have a lot of added sugar. That's why you want to read your labels and see how much the food manufacturers are adding sugar in, and a lot of that may be contributing to your extra belly fat. So let's look at some other different things. Also, you want to eliminate bad fats. Okay. You may be thinking, I thought all fats were bad. Nope. Certain fats are bad, and certain fats you want because they make you full and they make you feel satiated and not have those sugar cravings. And so, eliminating bad fats. What are bad fats? Bad fats have what's called linoleic acid in them, and they increase inflammation. Plant oils, seed oils like canola, soybean, sunflower. And then also, you want to cut down on like chicken and pork. Um, Chicken has a lot of linoleic acid in it, and also pork. Now, if you get pork, you want it pasture raised. In other words, the animal needs to be living off the land, eating bugs and grass or whatever pigs eat when they're out in the open. But they do not need to be corn fed. That's where you get the linoleic acid increase in chicken and pork. But if they're pasture raised, the chickens are out digging in the dirt, eating bugs and stuff, then their meat will tend to have less linoleic acid, which is a bad fat and increases the inflammation. Now let's talk about good fats and where you get those from. So you want more good fats in your diet, and this is not necessarily like seafood, okay? I'm talking about red meat. If you get 100% grass-fed beef, where cows are raised out on an open field, they're eating grass, and they're grazing, they're out in the open air, that's the type of meat you want. Not necessarily organic. It's more important to have 100% grass-fed and grass-finished. And so you can get that at red meat, you can get it in tallow, and you can get it, even coconut oil is not bad. But you don't want olive or avocado oil. Those can be okay, but a lot of times they could have seed oils in them. That's what the manufacturers do to kind of cheapify the oil. So that's another topic for another video. And so the final thing is, know what is going into your body. And you can do that by just keeping track. Usually a great app, like I use Chronometer. I'm going to talk about that more in the future. And so know what is going into your body. Keep track of your calories. Keep track of your macronutrients. In other words, your fat, grams and percentages, your protein grams and percentages, and carbs, grams and percentages. And I know that that seems overwhelming, but once you get it set up and you get it going, the apps can remember all your meals and the food you eat and the amount, and it's easy to keep track of it. That way you know what's going in and what it's taking to sustain. That way you can kind of play with that and know how it's affecting your body. Now, all this may seem overwhelming and a lot to know, and you're just like Brian, this is overwhelming and too much for me to do to lose the belly fat. Well, I want to invite you to reach out to me, and I would be happy to help. You can visit my website. I offer a free 30-minute consultation where we can talk about your goals. I mean, what the vision is for where you want your weight loss, how you want to feel, and how I can help you. And you can just, in this video, I have the link to my calendar, and you can set up a call there, and you can find out more information on my website. In February, I will be starting a 28-day challenge to lose 10 pounds. Make sure you don't miss that. Feel free to jump on board, and you can join my group, Weight Loss for Busy Dads. Just reach out to me for more help, and I would be glad to help. And I'll see you in the next video.